Mic check 1 2. What to do? Welcome back to the Mic Check podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Today we're talking about NFL Week 4. And before we get into this, don't forget to hit that comment button, go ahead and say what you believe, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here and on your way out. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, Week 4 of the NFL is underway. On Thursday night, the Lions beat the Packers 34-20. Marking one of their best starts in several years. Just think about this. About a decade ago, the Lions went 0-16, and now this team is 3-1 and positioned themselves to be in the playoff hunt very early, and they hold a tiebreaker over a few teams, so they're already working their way into the mix. So kind of good to see some parity in the NFL and see some teams that haven't been historically doing well actually performing at a high level. They got a great coaching staff, and they've put together a really good roster, including Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like what I see from the team. Let's just say that. So 34-20 over the Packers. As this video is being recorded, the Falcons are losing to the Jags 20-7, and I love it. Y'all already know I'm a Saints fan, so the Falcons are a mortal enemy, so I like it. This game is being played in London, and it's early for them. The game started at 9 a.m. Central Time, so that means people on the West Coast would have to get up at 7 to watch either one of these teams. All right, so on today's slate, you've got the Colts and Rams in Indianapolis. This is a noon kickoff. The Browns will host the Ravens. Nice little divisional game, the top of the season. And I like to see these games played out early and then circle back late and try to get the revenge, because you kind of get some seedings in place. You figure out what the division looks like, and then at the end of the year, you get to see that kick over and turnover because teams upset each other. Attrition starts to set in. Coaching really becomes a major factor, and teams have really started to hit their groove. So the cream of the crop tends to rise to the top at that point. So getting these division games in early and then having them run it back late, I like the, I guess you could call it dichotomy of it. Yeah. So anyway, Panthers are going to be hosting the Vikings. Titans are going to be hosting the Bengals. Saints will be hosting the Buccaneers. Y'all know I'm going to be watching this one. Subsequent video to come out profiling the Saints and quarterback Derek Carr. All right. Also at noon, you're going to see Bills and Dolphins in Buffalo, Bears and Broncos in Chicago, Eagles and Commanders, another division game in Philadelphia. And then the last kickoff for noon is going to be the Texans hosting the Steelers. And this should be a much more competitive game than maybe people thought 2 weeks ago, because Houston has started to find some things that work for them. And, maybe they've got the guy of the future at QB, and good things are going to happen. All right, later slate, 3:05, you're going to see the Chargers and Raiders in LA. So Justin Herbert gets to play. So my fantasy football team gets a shot in the arm in the second half of the day, which I kind of like to see sometimes. I don't like my quarterback to play too early, because if I need to move some other pieces on the roster, I could do that, and then the quarterback come in and round it out. 3:25 kickoffs, you've got the 49ers hosting the Cardinals, and then the Cowboys hosting the Patriots. And I'm going to favor Cowboys here and Niners here, but don't sleep on the Cardinals. They might surprise somebody. They did something a few weeks ago, so we'll see how it goes. All right, late game tonight, we're going to see the Jets hosting the Chiefs. And just 4 weeks ago, this was going to be a showdown. Mahomes, Rodgers, this was going to be it. Now the Jets have no quarterback of note, and their season has just gone down the tank. And those young, excited players seem to already be losing steam because the guy who's supposed to lead them to the promised land is unavailable. And we don't know what's going to happen with him in the future. So they might end up in a position to draft one of the better quarterbacks coming out. So might be Caleb Williams heading to New York. We'll see. That's something that we'll discuss later in the year. All right. Chiefs have finally gotten back on track. They've looked a little shaky, but I feel like they're hitting their groove as they typically do after a couple of weeks. And then on Monday night, you're going to see the Giants hosting the Seahawks, which I lean Seahawks. And I don't know. The Giants are just bad. How can I say it in any other way? The Giants are just bad. What do you guys think? Are y'all rooting for anybody this week? Obviously, I'm rooting for the Saints to win and everybody else in the NFC South to lose, including Buccaneers, Panthers, and Falcons. And the Falcons are already doing their part. So as long as they don't pull a reverse Falcon and do a crazy comeback, they're going to go ahead and lose this game because it is the fourth quarter. So by the time you listen to this game may already be wrapped up. But anyway, this has been T for the Mic Check podcast. Until the next time, I'm out.